What's going on, everyone? I'm Johnny B. Crazy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's get right into this. I will be covering Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 3, The Long Night. And what a short, long night it was. The Night King went down a little easily. I could complain slightly about this episode, but all in all, I enjoyed the ride. And let's get down into what they have set up here, because now the great political game is afoot, and that's what we all love, or at least one thing we love about Game of Thrones, and I believe they have set it up well. Let's take a look at this episode and see what we can find, and I'll give you my thoughts. If I don't say something you think is important, definitely leave it in the comments below. If you disagree with me, definitely leave it in the comments below, and of course, if you agree with me, definitely leave it in the comments below. Let's get Mel out of the way. Flaming aurochs aside, this was a nice little trick, good visuals. I would argue we didn't need her to actually light the trench on fire, but it was a semi-cool scene. Prophecy is a bitch, and we know that. We've seen this here. Prophecy never plays out like it's supposed to. Sometimes it's metaphorical, and sometimes it's a conglomeration that's just made up later. Honestly, a diluted story. Mel's prophecy did play out, but you can see when she was lighting the trench, she thought she may die. She knew she would die that night, but not when. That's a key example. I think she knew that Arya would close blue eyes. I don't think she knew it was the Night King until she got to Winterfell, or even saw Arya for that matter. So that was a pretty cool touch. Have everything tie in together, and then you have Arya killing the Night King, which was nice and badass. Quiet as a shadow, quick as a snake, all of her training culminating to this point. Death personified. She metaphorically and physically faced and killed death while being the stranger at the same time. I think it's really cool. Arya now could possibly be set up for Clegane Bowl with the Hound versus the Mountain, and I would love to see that. Wouldn't you love to see that? I definitely think there's going to be some fire involved, and I will say it here. I think if anyone's bringing anyone back to life, it will be the Hound bringing back Arya. The same way that Thoros brought back Beric. Not because he believed in the Red God. Not because he believed the words. Because he was his friend. And he loved him. The Hound has never fought for anyone besides himself, other than Arya, and the Hound loves her, and he will save her if that happens. He knows the words, I believe. He's just very stubborn. And that is a tinfoil theory, but I had to throw it out there. I do think we will see a Clegane Bowl at this point, definitely after the Hound surviving, so that's going to be fun to watch. Dany and Jon are set up fantastically here. Davos, we know he's alive, so he will be in the political game later. Not much to say about him. But Jon and Dany, before the battle, right in the past episode, Jon drops the bomb. I don't think it was probably the best deal, but Dany does have a point. Your brother and your best friend told you that you're king. Why should I believe you? She should not believe him. Everything that she has experienced in the past has told her not to believe him. So Jon will have to prove himself. I think it's going to be more than the fight for survival, because that's somewhat expected of you. Dany's still going to want the Iron Throne, no matter what Jon says. I think Jon will be willing to give it to her, but are the other people going to be willing? That is the big question. Dany has struggled, fought, clawed, had to take pain and punishment to get to where she is, to get to what she thought was her birthright, to have it taken away from her right before a battle. I think this is why she attacked early. Call back to the Battle of the Bastards, letting emotion get before you, and I also believe that she doesn't really trust Jon anymore, and I think that's gonna definitely show next episode. We're gonna see them all very warm and jovial. They're happy they're still alive, but once that settles down, reality will kick back in. The Game of Thrones is still afoot, and Cersei is waiting. And Jon, the reluctant ruler that he is and will be, I think, is going to have to make a choice. The lesser of two evils, Cersei or Dany. And I'm not saying it's clear cut. Right now, for sure, Cersei is the more evil of the two. But we've seen some dark sides of Dany here and there. And dare I say, we see a little more. Now, I do think from here, we have so many people left alive. It's okay. I really wish more people would have died to have been affected, but Grey Worm and Missandei, I actually think this is going to work out for the betterment. They are supposed to leave and go on retirement. So, is Dany going to let them? I don't think it's going to be that easy. Oh, well, let's go. You know, I mean, Missandei and Grey Worm are going to let their plans be known to Dany, and I don't think she's going to feel too great about it. She has just lost Jorah, her father figure. He also guards her against her own worst impulses. She's very emotionally vulnerable right now, and I can't blame her. That's what's making for some damn good TV coming up. So just be on the lookout for that. And I love Dany as a character. But right here, she's set up to go evil or good. She could go both ways. She definitely saved the day. They both saved each other. And she saved Jon on more than one occasion. Now, does she still love Jon? I believe so. But it's murky. You know, she loved Daario, but she loved the throne more. She even admitted she thought she was supposed to have feelings, but she felt nothing, and it actually scared her. Tyrion, Sansa, Varys, and Missandei all in the crypts. When Tyrion is talking about we should be out there, we should be doing something, we can make a difference, I believe they are. They're going to make a difference in the war against Cersei. I think that's kind of some foreshadowing that's coming into play. Sansa, I mean, she has been groomed to be queen this whole time. At the bare minimum, the wardeness of the North. Love her or hate her, she has went through queen training camp, so we will see that. Varys, I guess he's going to try to do some spying. It's hard to say what Varys is going to do. I think he is going to betray Dany for Jon's claim, and that's going to get him killed. That's the really the only route I can see right now. Let me know in the comments if you think something different. I'm definitely not always right or anything. Bran and the Night King. What has Bran got left to do? Can he give us some information? Can we see the great tourney at Harrenhal? Can we see a different type of flashback? Who knows, but he is the repository of information. So he needs to be alive, we know, right? And could we see the making of another Night King at the end of this? I wouldn't put it past them to do that. Maybe Baby Sam gets turned at the end, I don't know. But Bran seemingly can only be a Google search. Will Dany trust him though? Now, Dany can take people she knows and trust to him, but right now, that's dwindling. Who else does she trust besides Jorah? Not really Tyrion. Not really Varys. Missandei, she trusts with her life. But Missandei wants to leave her. So we'll see how that plays out. All in all, the episode was good. When we saw Sam running, the stress, the cuts back and forth, Jaime, Brienne, and that's going to be good. We get to see them play out that love story of Jaime and Brienne, the love triangle of Tormund. I think Tormund is going to get jealous, and we could see him even challenge Jaime. And it would be crazy if Brienne has to kill Tormund in a fight. I could see that, but I'm going to call that now. Holy smack. I think Tormund would love getting his ass kicked the whole time. Definitely comment about that. But back to the episode, it was beautiful thematically. I wish they would have lightened it up. But like I said, the threat is done. They have come together as people, but now we're going to see humanity separate itself again. Humanity is its own bane of existence. People have their own motivations and their own goals. You know, people are nice when it serves them. People are your friend when it serves them. So just keep that in mind. You know, I don't want to take up all of your time. I'll try to keep this short and sweet. You have to let me know what you think of the episode in the comments. Theon's death. Did you love it? Hate it? I thought it was probably one of the best deaths I wish he would have fought a little harder, maybe some better technique. But honestly, you got Theon's story arc is one of the best in the entire series, if not in all of television. Like it's up there and highly debatable whether Alfie Allen played one of the best roles in cinematic history. I know that's saying a lot. Definitely argue with me about that in the comments. I have the battle yet to come with Cersei. Everyone has held on by a thread, and Winterfell is in ruins. They are going to have to pick up the pieces and rebuild. Rhaegal, Drogon, both took wounds in the battle and aren't 100%. You got to love when Drogon wrapped around Dany. I thought that was a fantastic shot. And the Moonlight Dragon shots. There were a lot of cool shots from this episode. I wish they would have lightened it up a little bit, at least. All in all, I really liked the episode. Let me know what you think in the comments and what you think's gonna happen during the rest of the season. What do you think the end game is gonna be? And are there any moments that you thought were particularly bad or particularly good? As always, this is Johnny B. Crazy, and thanks for watching.